Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs are laughing hard right now at Lincoln Riley and Southern Cal. If you missed the news earlier this week, the Trojans lost two five-star commitments, five-star interior defensive lineman Justin Terry, five-star edge defender Isaiah Gibson. Both guys are from the state of Georgia. Isaiah Gibson is from Warner Robins. Justice Terry is from Manchester. And Justice Terry, a top 10 player in the country, flipped from Georgia to Southern Cal, and 3 months later, maybe 2.5, doesn't matter. He flipped in the spring. Now he's opened up his recruitment. Isaiah Gibson did it the day before. So back-to-back days earlier this week, two five-stars from Georgia have decommitted from Southern Cal. And it is funny. It's funny that Lincoln Riley, who was running a program that lost 5 games last year, hasn't been able to put together a solid defensive line, even though they do have a new defensive line coach from the NFL. He's very, very good. But if they really thought that they were going to sign these two kids and try to sign Elijah Griffin, another five-star, he's from Savannah, it's ridiculous. It's so funny to me. And I told our members on Dawg Post when it happened, when Justice Terry flipped from Georgia to Southern Cal, I went on the website and I said, he's not signing with Southern Cal. Right? It's just not happening. Same with Isaiah Gibson. I said they're not signing with Southern Cal. This is a visit high type of deal. I do think Lincoln Riley and that staff does a good job of saying, hey, this is Southern California. It's beautiful here. The flash, the glamour, although I don't really see the flash and glamour when I go out there. It is beautiful. The weather's perfect. You've got the mountains. You've got the ocean. It's great from that perspective. But a few months later, that visit high starts to wear off, and they're like, you know what? Why are we going to Southern Cal again? Is it for a blank check? Because this program's not winning a ton, and it's not going to get any easier with the conference realignment, and they're not pumping out defensive linemen going in the first round like Georgia is. They know they can stay home, and I know these guys are not committed to Georgia. In fact, Justice Terry has taken an official visit to Alabama this weekend. That's something that, he could really think about. He likes Alabama a lot. He told me that when he was coming into Georgia. Isaiah Gibson, I believe, is still currently at Ohio State. So they're not slam dunks to Georgia. But as I've said, before they committed to Southern Cal, during their commitment to Southern Cal, and now that they're both open, back on the market again, so to speak, I still think Georgia will land both of them. And I think Georgia will land Elijah Griffin, too, the #1 defensive lineman, top 3 prospect in the country. I could absolutely see all 3 signing with Georgia. I don't necessarily know if they're going to make a commitment in Justice Terry's, side back to Georgia, or if Isaiah Gibson is going to commit to Georgia. I think both might take the process a little deeper now. I do think where they end up committing next could be or should be the place where they sign. But I think Georgia is in the driver's seat right now for both of those guys. They know that it's important to stack up more defensive linemen in this class. They got to continue getting better and better in the trenches. They're loaded with offensive linemen, but this is the class where they knew even in the 24 cycle, when they took a lot of defensive linemen, that this 25 cycle, there were a lot of guys in the state, definitely, that could be true game changers for them. Justice Terry is a freak, 6'4", 280. Looks like he could wrestle in the WWE right now. Looks like he could suit up for most SEC programs this second. Elijah Griffin, he was as productive as any defensive lineman, not only in Savannah, but across the state last year. 6'5", 280, lightning quick off the ball, tremendous athlete. And then you got Isaiah Gibson, who I'm not as high on him as the rest of the industry. I don't know if he's the #1 edge in the country. I don't necessarily see it. Very good player. Very good player. I understand why he's a 5-star, but I do think other outlets like him more than I do. I'm just being honest with y'all, right? I'm not saying that every guy Georgia targets is the best thing since sliced bread. I'm honest with you guys, and you guys, y'all. That's what I should be saying, y'all. I'm from the South, and my mom would kill me if she heard me say you guys. But I try to be real with y'all, and Isaiah Gibson is a very good player, and Georgia wants him badly. They want him badly. Really good athlete, can rush the passer. But the fact that Lincoln Riley thought he could go into Georgia and sign these guys is really funny to me. But I'm halfway joking here, but I respect the hustle. I respect that they're trying to go get the best of the best, because that's what they need to do. The state of California is incredibly talented at the high school level. but they don't pump out defensive linemen like the state of Georgia does, or the state of Florida, or just programs in the South. And when they do, produce an excellent offensive lineman like Ernest Green, Georgia goes out there and gets him. When they produce an incredible tight end, from Napa, California, Brock Bowers, Georgia goes and gets him. One of the best running backs in San Diego history ever in that area, Roderick Robinson, Georgia went out and got him. So Kirby Smart and his staff recruit the state of California better than Lincoln Riley and his staff recruit, the Peach State. But eventually, they've got to get it done on the field. They've got to start winning more games. They've got to be relevant again if they want to come in and land multiple 5-star defensive linemen from the Peach State, guys that Georgia wants. And again, I respect what they do, but they have to do it. They have to try to get elite defensive linemen if they want to be where Georgia's at, where Ohio State's at, where Alabama is still at, right? Oregon, Texas, those teams are way above USC right now in terms of their play in the trenches and the guys that they're landing. And again, I get Southern California, and they've tried to do this for a while. They had Michael Williams committed. He's from Columbus. He went out to Southern Cal and said, I love this place. Right now, I could definitely see myself playing here. I'm going to commit. What happened? Georgia went and got him. They also tried to get him out of the transfer portal. You can call it colluding or tampering, but it is what it is. Everyone's doing it. They tried to get Kristen Miller to transfer there, and Michael Williams. So they struck out with Michael Williams basically twice. One during his recruitment when Georgia ended up getting him, and another in the offseason when Georgia held on to him. But they're trying, and I respect it. It's what they have to do if they want to get to that level and be relevant again. Again, last year they lost 5 games. The year before that, which was a good year for them, I think they lost 3 games. If Georgia loses 3 games, the world's on fire. Hide the knives, tell your Georgia buddies to not go near the nearest bridge or cliff, right? I mean, everything is awful. So that's just where they are as programs. And Georgia wants to stay there. And that's why Georgia is doing their best to keep Justice Terry, a rural Georgia native, in Athens. That guy could play early. Elijah Griffin could play early. If Isaiah Gibson's better than I think, that guy could play early, right? So Kirby Smart's laughing at him because when they did commit to Southern Cal and when Justice Terry flipped, I know Kirby Smart and his staff are thinking, okay, congrats on landing that commitment in the spring. Good luck holding on to him. I knew it too. I knew these guys weren't going to stay there. It was a step forward. It was a good look for Lincoln Riley and his staff to go into Georgia and land 2 guys and, show Elijah Griffin that, hey, you can come too. And they do have Julian Lewis. And I know the Southern Cal fans will come in here saying, well, they got 5-star quarterback. Georgia didn't land him. Georgia recruited Julian Lewis. They wanted him badly. Very, very good. I mean, I'm not saying he's not. But they showed him what they could do for him. They sent their best pitch out there, their best NIL opportunity, and they weren't going to wait around. They said, here's what we can offer you. Here's what we can do for you. Do you want to jump on board? And Julian Lewis, who is still committed to Southern Cal, he didn't jump on board. So Georgia said, okay, we're going to go in another direction. We're not going to play this game all summer and into the fall. We need a quarterback on the commit list. And this kid, Ryan Montgomery, wants to be at Georgia badly. He's going to jump on board whenever he's got the green light. So we're going to give it to him. And of course, he jumped on board like 2 days after the staff told him, hey, come on board. We're going to accept your commitment. And boom, he did, right? So they did recruit Julian Lewis, but they weren't going to wait around. They're going to wait around for Elijah Griffin, Justice Terry, and Isaiah Gibson. Those are must-have guys that Southern Cal needs if they want to be what they were in the early 2000s, right? If they want to be good on defense, if they want an elite defense, you got to have elite players. Georgia has an elite defense because they recruit at an elite level on defense, linebacker, defensive back, defensive line, every single year. And again, they're not committed to Georgia yet, right? But I do think Georgia is in an excellent position, probably in the driver's seat to land Isaiah Gibson, Justice Terry, and probably Elijah Griffin. I haven't even brought up collegebronze.com yet because I'm still laughing at Lincoln Riley. But get yours today. Promo code DAWGPOST. Here's a big look at him. He's got the G right here. 35 pounds of stone. This bad boy ain't going anywhere. Put him by the pool. Put him by your office. Football season is right around the corner. And you want a Bulldog statue here, right? The flag that you got outside your house, that should be the American flag. And put your Bulldog on the front porch. Got to let your neighbors know that you pull for the Dogs. Because they could have a #1 recruiting class again. They could win another national championship in the fall. we'll see how it goes. But get your Bulldog today. Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. All the information you can find is in the description below in this video. It's right below. Right below. Check it out. Read all the 5-star reviews and order today. Don't miss out on the discount. Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. Southern Cal's trying. They're trying hard. They're trying to find elite defenders. They're trying to go and recruit the Peach State. They're trying, but it's not working. Kirby Smart's laughing at him. I'm laughing at him. It was a great try. You know, respect the effort, no doubt about it. And they're going to keep trying to go into Georgia to recruit these elite defenders, but it's hard to commit to Southern Cal over Georgia right now if you're an elite defender, especially on the defensive line. Thanks for watching this video. Get your Bulldog today, promo code DAWGPOST, and I'll see you over on the website.